Hi. How you doing? Great. How are you?
Good luck, Steve.
There you are. Turkey.
Stop by Matt Fisher.
Oh, get up! Come on, Bodie! 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 Come!
Number 24, Doug Rice in the ball carrier. Good for first down. First and goal for the Gladstone, the Tillamook 7. The ball carrier, Bowen stopped and run out of bounds in the left foot. Second and goal. There's the ball carrier again. On the touchdown run, Gladstone. Time for the extra point. Number 82, Donnie. Regan Holding. After point try, off to the left, over. Gladstone 6, Tillamook 7.
Paul! Can't move up to here! Jeff, fit!
Lieutenant Pashan, Fitch, and Gunners, rather. Kicking for Gladstone.
Get on it!
Little stop by Helens on the 13-yard line. Tillamook, first and 10 on their own 17. Penalty on the play, Dixon, the ball carrier. Dixon will stop by Leeds. Holding against the cheesemaker.
Hey, big fella, how you doing? Wow. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
How did they compare? How did they compare?
Too many mistakes.
First and 10, first and 16 rather. Inside 10.
Come on, Black.
Nice. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. Nice hit, son. Nice hit.
Down on the Gladstone. 20 over. Timeout Gladstone.
That was one hell of a block, son. That's good.
First and 10 in the Gladstone 21. Stop on the central. Lots of through on the play. Brings up 2nd and 12.
Hanky on the play. Another goddamn repeat of it.
Number 33, Gladstone on the carry again. Pushing his timeout.
Oh, he's down! Yeah! That one guy is right there. Let's go,
Hey! Pow!
know. Most people know they tackle them and run really quick too. I know what they do is they're gonna run really quick.
Good run.
Porter, the ball carrier, 3rd and 1, 2. That pass intended for Reeves, incomplete. Brings up 4th and 2. On the Gladstone 57-yard line. Back to Panamese. Shooting deep for Tillamook. Playing the ball for Tillamook, Jeff Finch. Little stop by Smith. A pickup of another yard. 2nd and 8.
Go, Brett. All right.
Taylor on the carry. Feathers on the stop. Taylor, pick up a 5. Ball now. Gladstone 40. The ball carrier.
That was good pursuit that time. Well played.
Get in there and get him
3rd and
now.
4 for the Blacks. Ball on the 31. Gladstone fumble on the play. Quarterback sack. For Tillamook, it was Steve Dutton.
All right. Good hit, son.
So it's 4th down and 12. Ball back on about the 30-yard line. Punt return, touchdown. Tillamook 47.
All right. Hey.
Hey!
Was stopped by Millen, a penalty on the play.
Oh, I got it on the other side. There it is. Go, go!
Six in the ball carrier. Brings up 3rd and 11. The ball on the 50.
Too far.
That's a punt for Tillamook, number 42, Bullshine. Eads deep to the guard. Sheehan rather. Bullshine will punt again. Sheehan deep to the guard.
All right.
Gladstone's ball
Gladstone.
on the 31-yard line. Gladstone's ball on their own 31, 1st and 10. Buddy, the ball carrier. Pick up 3. He's punting.
Third kitchen!
Lay on it.
Yeah.
All right. Roughing the kick.
Joe! Hey, Joe!
We have another penalty on the play.
Love you guys are freaking out.
They get on the kick. It's
Drive.
Yeah.
Extra long!
Tillamook's ball on the recovery, tried an onside kick, and we're successful. Gladstone, 1st and 10. Correction. Timeout Gladstone.
We haven't called about it.
1 second.
Score the time.
See, these guys are not that good.
Flash that baby up there and get that.
I did. I got that. I keep flashing it.
I was talking. I think you was talking about the butts.
The what?
The butts.
Oh,
You're going back.
We know what you're flashing that baby at.
We saw the basketball tape now. Is that where you're looking at the basketball tape, or did you just not even have it on, or what?
What's that?
The playoff tape.
Those cheerleaders.
Those cheerleaders. You were getting them chicks, weren't you?
Oh yeah. Well, we gotta get scenery.
It's part of the show.
Yeah.
Comes along with the game.
You really got to be there. Or is that like memorized or what?
Only if you could tickle it.
I hope there's a Taco Bell down there.
That's after the game, because I'm watching this dance team.
The pass intercepted by Sheridan and ends the half. Gladstone, 6.
Wasn't for
Well.
safety.
29.
Hey, good game so far. That's the way it should have been last year.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Here.
Huh?
Wasn't that neat? Yeah, they said, where is he? And I said, well, last time I saw him down there filming the cheerleaders.
Where'd they go?
There wasn't anything on radio that I could.
They got a few good hits in there. Yeah. As long as it's that number 87.
Yeah.
Chris? Coffee?
What is it? Coffee?
Just coffee.
Is it? Oh, okay. I can drink. Thank you.
It's liquid. We're going to start with
I'm so tired of liquid.
our thermos. Oh, thank you. We all do that next week. Hi. Well, I wondered where you were. I was going to come running over that way. How you doing?
Thanks a lot.
How we doing? Oh, now you can have a little squiggle.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. Well, that's just,
Because it'll get colder fast.
oh, you're not going to use it?
Well, I gave everybody half a cup to see how far it goes.
A long way.
Hi, how are you? Good. Yeah. Thank you, Patty.
Oh,
Steve, this is great.
Here, you want a little bit more?
Oh, no, this is fine, Patty. You
Well,
say
no,
that.
because it gets cold so fast.
All right. Thank you.
I haven't got a program.
You're
I
a
can't tell
sweetheart.
what
I got
kid
one.
is what.
Jones kid out there, he's sure doing good.
Listen, Jones.
Jones at 87.
I said,
That redheaded kid, that Jones,
Number
87.
87,
Steve
Jones
Jones.
kid.
Jones?
Yeah, Steve Jones.
Steve Jones.
He's going to try to get a hope he's got
They
something in
the
one.
damn program to do that?
No,
No,
he's been
we're
calling him that, and I
No.
told Kai that's him.
Oh, the girls are going to dance. We got to watch the tape.
Oh, wait. Oh, I got to put the camera on this. Eh? Oh, this is Gladstone? This is Gladstone? Oh, well.
Because they had a big one.
I'll drink my coffee.
Mike can come and hit the bar.
Did you get some good shots?
I think so, yeah. I missed that nice pass.
I gotta tell you something. I forgot to tell you. He said,
Sick.
I like it. I like it.
he can't lie. Jen, how...
Hey, guys, let's get them. Which ones do you want?
Second and 9.
right.
Good show.
Knocked the
Ran
crap
out of bounds by Governors.
The defense has looked better since about the middle of the first quarter. There for a while, I was wondering.
No gain on the play. It's a 1,009. Eads back to punt. Shannon, deep for the Mooks.
No. No, grab on the damn ball!
For the Mooks.
All right, spreading out that defense.
First and 10 on the Gladstone 37.
They can't stack them in the down. Look at that hole. Hey, that's it.
First in the ball carrier again. Stop this. On the Gladstone 13.
This shiver, Bogey! This shiver!
The ball carrier. Ball on the 10. Pitch, the ball carrier. Pitch brought down by Helens.
What do you think, Steve?
Hey, their offense is everything I hoped it'd be. Their defense has a little work.
Pitch, the ball carrier again. Down close to the goal line.
Man, another one.
Yeah.
Penalty flag on the play.
That one we hit. Boy, that's old Poland we get.
Rushing the ball carrier.
Get that one earlier when he hit stood there.
Back to the center of the
I didn't know it was him. Wait.
Doc, he went on. Yeah. Sailor? Yeah, he lost 50 pounds. All right. Roshan. I'm not familiar. Yeah, I'm not familiar.
Back to party.
They're going the other way. Right here.
Jump on it.
It's been hard to catch now because the wind is holding up.
It's on a board there. Oh. Whoop, what happened
That's got to be good. Jeez. He almost broke that thing. Go, Jeff! Oh,
out of back.
Oh, he's open. Let it go. Eric Heitman punting. Hey!
Oh, no! Good.
Hang on that ball,
What a
brother.
goddamn...
Too bad. We're glad.
Hey, Dutton! Get out there and hit somebody now!
Referee is a Billy.
Oh, isn't he? God. I got a picture. I got to get a close up of that. 'Cause he needs to go on that Metafast guy. Oh, look at that run. Woo! All right. That's sad. Yeah, that's sad.
Hey, don't let up here. Don't let up.
Okay, go down there and hit him now. Hey, doing good, bud.
We need another touchdown.
Yeah.
We need another touchdown.
Yeah, everybody scores. Oh! Oh, off and on, yeah, trying to. Huh? Yeah, I've been conserving batteries, but I've been getting as many as I can.
I don't want to look at the defense when they come around the backboard.
The defense? Huh?
We're not covering them.
Yeah, you want the defense film?
What?
You want the defense film?
Well, it's too late now unless you got it already.
Oh, I've been hitting the defense,
Have
yeah.
you?
You guys about as far as going yesterday. Just in jail.
Who's that?
See this guy down here when he's running the ball
Yeah,
out
yeah.
there. Good catch!
Don't crash out on the carry. Brings up second and turning.
I should have known you were here too.
Quarterback mishap. Mariners pass, incomplete. Ball tipped away by Jason Martin.
Now here comes the...
Brings up fourth down, 23 yards to go.
24, huh? Oh my goodness. What's going on here?
The ball on about the 14.
That's it. Beat like this one.
She engaged.
Whoa.
It's our ball, though.
Brad Keith, penalty on the play.
Shannon, where you going?
Hi, Steve. Is that on?
Yeah.
I'm a movie star now.
Shannon, smile for the camera.
Camera shy.
How are you, so?
Where's your glasses?
Oh, I see.
Oh, I see. Okay, you got it.
So you better put those on. You're gonna lose those again. Everybody's gonna be looking for them. All of a sudden, remember it.
I can see with these
Oh,
puppies.
those look attractive on you, Mike.
Oh, I can see a lot better.
Baltimore, the quarterback.
Nope. Yeah, that. Boom.
Doug Gershon, first. Gershon stopped by Helens.
Every score we had was
Just over the
70-yard
30.
drive, you know. Usually about 4 penalties along the way.
That's amazing.
Those back pants look sharp, don't they?
They do.
Number bag. Coverage of the play. Fourth and 5 on the field.
Oh, God.
Mark Gershon kicking. Sheehan deep for the down. Shot kick.
Come on now, don't let them score. Jeez.
Okay, Jerkin.
Good. Good hit, Shane. Good hit.
And Jerkin's the ball carrier.
Was he the play?
Loss of 5 and 2 on the
Oh,
play.
yeah.
Stopped by Sullivan.
Sullivan. Yeah. All right. Got you on film there,
Brings
Sullivan.
up 3rd and 3.
Bought me a car yesterday.
You did. What can you get?
Pontiac Sunbird. It's an 80. It's gonna be a car that I'm gonna keep for a year or two.
This guy in the Gladstone, he was about 5 yards wide.
Don't want to speak too loud. He might not.
For the Glads, Jerkin's the ball carrier.
Come on, Rick.
Brings up 2nd and about 11.
Uh-oh. Yeah, they won't score.
Jerkin's the ball carrier. Again, Jerkin's the ball carrier.
Get out.
Only this way, not this way.
He was riding where and
That's not
picking up Audrey. Audrey's playing volleyball.
Oh, is she? How's she doing?
Well, she said she had her first practice yesterday and it was boring.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I went in there tonight. We gotta have 100 girls out for volleyball, I swear.
Yeah, get a breakthrough here. Okay, team, let's go for the touchdown here.
Yeah.
Don't mess around.
The ball carrier, Jim Cooley. Mortimer, the quarterback. And battle for the 1 yard.
Tonight's contest between the Lions of St. Helens and the Cheesemakers of Tillamook. The Lions have already been introduced out on the field. Starting tonight at the end spots will be Chris Thomas, a 5'9", 175-pound senior, and Doug Kupel, one of the captains tonight, 5'11", 185-pound senior. At tackles will be Jeff McCoy. He's 6'2", 185-pound junior, and Ryan Watson, who is 6'1", 180-pound senior. At guards will be Bob Humbert. He's 6'3", 215-pound senior. And Aaron Kelly, 5'11", 200-pound.
Phone, SC Paving, Aerolift, the Swiss Chalet, Burkhardt Plumbing, and Paul Keen's Russell Chevrolet Oldsmobile and Cadillac Company. Looking at a quick look at the weather before we take you back to Harold. Cloudy with occasional light rain all the way through Sunday. Now time to go back to Doc Adams Field and Harold Shield.
Joe Werner addresses the ball, and the football game is underway. The ball is picked off by Parizeau, straight up the middle behind the wedge. The 25, 30, 31, 2-yard line, and there Parizeau is racked under by the Cheesemaker defense. Lions clad in gold jerseys with black numerals, black helmets, white trunks. The Cheesemakers clad in all black with white numerals. Jeffrey, handoff straight up the middle is going to be held short to the first down, I believe, depending on where they spot the ball. It's going to be very close. Now they move it ahead now, and it'll be first down. As they move the ball ahead, they say forward progress was a bit further. Officials in tonight's the AA state. Split end, wide right, flanker wide right. Jeffrey looks over the defense. Handoff, Pence into the right side for not much, as he might have picked up a yard going on the right side on a quick deception play, actually. Keith Pence, the 5'7", 195-pound junior.
The deception was so good that Tillamook actually made about 4 tackles. None of them had the ball.
43-yard line. Flanker wide right, and a flanker to the left. Kelly looks over the field, hands off right side. Pence squirts out over the 45, the 50, 45 down the right sideline, 40 and out of bounds. And it's the first down for St. Helens. That's the Cheesemaker, 41-yard line. The Lions set back just a bit from the line. Handoff straight up the middle, diving is Parizeau. As Parizeau gets 5 or so, going to about the 37-yard line, maybe the 36. A gain of about 6 in the play, make it second down and 4 for the Lions.
Harold, I'm quite impressed with this St. Helens offense. They're grinding out good yardage. Every ball carrier seems to have the ability to get 5 or 6 yards, and you can do that all the way down the field.
Well, they play ball control, and a West Bingham coach team is always a solid team. Jeffrey rolling out to the right side. Handoff now getting a yard or two inside the 35 to about the 34. Maybe the 33 is Keith Pence. Pence was held up for just an instant, and Cini came in to finish off the tackle.
Govers had him by the feet, and Cini toppled him over.
A rather tough shot, I'll say. Coming in the lineup, Jeff Swartz. Also back in is Chris Thomas for the Lions. Third down and a long yard again at the 33-yard line. And the officials call timeout. Equipment problem with one of the Cheesemakers, it appears, as they're... And going split wide right, Chris Thomas. Looks like a passing situation. As Jeffrey hands off right side. As first down, Pence dives, close to the 30-yard line. Lions and the Cheesemakers both 2-0 here in preseason games in a classic clash between AA powers. Pass going out to the right side is incomplete, I believe. No, it is complete. He did get it. He was flat on the ground when he caught it at about the 26-yard line. Nice pass. Sam Barkas, the 5'11", 160-pound senior, collected that pass. Now Chris Thomas goes split wide right. Second down and 6 Lions. Cheesemaker, 26-yard line. Jeffrey, handoff. Strong dive into the line, but there the Cheesemakers meet Pence, and rolling back, I think Fitch led that charge. Also, Matt Groshong puts the stop on Pence, and it'll be a gain of 1, 3rd down and 5 for the Lions. Cheesemaker 25. They took the opening kickoff. They have 3 first downs all on the ground as they started on the 25 and have moved now to the Cheesemaker 25 for 50-yard movement. Jeffrey rolling back to pass out of the pocket. Has time. Now he's in trouble and down in the backfield.
Mark Groshong.
As Mark Groshong dumps Jeffrey back at the 31-yard line. And it looked like Jeffrey had lots of time. He was looking deep for, I believe he was looking down there for Jeff Swartz in the end zone, and the Lions will do the punting. I think Parizeau, can't see the other side of his number. High snap, Parizeau now gets it and almost gets it blocked, but the ball is going to go into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Cheesemakers will have it at the 20-yard line. Right there covering. Good coverage for the Lions, almost half of the first quarter. Coors at center, handoff, diving in the left side, no gain, as stopped immediately was Jeff Fitch. And we'll try to pick up the Lion tacklers for you. No score here between Tillamook and St. Helens. We're down below 6 minutes to play in the first quarter play.
Cini had a real decision to make on that kick. He was praying as the ball hit the ground that it would bounce toward the end zone. It was a close one. He just about lost it.
Joe Werner, quarterback. Sweep going to the left side. Doug Groshong turns the corner, but can't get away on a good Sam Barkas defensive play. Barkas, if Doug would have got outside of Barkas, it could have been all over. After that, Groshong had only Jeff Parizeau to catch, and that would have been quite a foot race. But a gain on that play of about 4 yards, make it 3rd down now and 6 for the Cheesemakers at their own 24-yard line. The Lions have dominated so far offensively. Cheesemakers first time with their hands on the ball. Quick handoff straight up the middle. Dixon battling close but short of the first down as he gets to the 29-yard line. Big Matt Dixon, the Cheesemaker fullback, picks up 5, and it'll bring up 4th down and 1. And let's see, what do the Cheesemakers do? They're sending in their punting unit, it would appear. With the ball deep in their own territory, it's unlikely the Cheesemakers will risk it against a very strong and talented Lion team. Werner comes off the field along with Groshong and Doug Groshong, that is. Mark Groshong to punt. Gets the snap. Now he's going to run. He's on a sweep going to the side. He's out over the 30, goes to 35, 37-yard line, first down Cheeseman. As the Cheesemakers gamble deep in their own territory on a Mark Groshong sweep. And Mark Groshong, 6'2", 200-pound tight end, was finally stopped by Doug Kuffel, but the Cheesemakers pick up about 7 on that play and a first down.
Last year, Groshong played in the backfield. He was a flanker and ran the ball a lot. He's a man that's accustomed to carrying the football.
2 of the 3 Groshongs that you'll hear tonight on Cheesemaker football are juniors, the 2 big ones, and the fast one is a senior. The fast one has the ball now as Doug squirts to the left side. 35, 40, cuts back, 45, 47, 50. Down in Lion territory at about the 49-yard line, as finally he was rolled under by Greg Hogan and Chris Thomas. Doug Groshong just cutting back against the grain after he got outside, picks up a nice gain of about 15 yards and another Cheesemaker first down. They spot the ball squarely at midfield as the Mooks threaten to enter Lion territory. 3:47 first quarter. This has been a ball control game so far. No score between Tillamook and St. Helens. Quick pitch comes out to Fitch. Fitch trying to turn the corner, does. 50, 46-yard line. He's brought down, and a penalty flag is going to go against Doug Groshong in the backfield for holding. Doug Groshong caught for holding one of the Lions back at the Cheesemaker 45, and that gain is going to be nullified. And it's going to move it back. It'll be 1st and 20, most like.
With your backs to the wall, and it's like you never had any gain in the first place. That's why football's so exciting.
High formation for the Cheesemakers. Quick pitch goes back to Fitch. Fitch drops it. The Lions, I think, have it. No, Fitch got it back as diving on the football was Ryan Dado, but Fitch somehow squirmed under Dado and peeled the ball back. So now the Cheesemakers have it at the 29-yard line. Quick pitch going back to Fitch, and I don't know if Fitch didn't grab it or the ball was behind him. He just didn't grab it. So it'll bring up 2nd down and up bundle. 31 for the Mooks back at their own 29-yard line. The Lions making good yardage here where the Cheesemakers have Dixon straight up the middle, 35, banging, 40 out in the open, 44-yard line. As stopped by Parizeau, and Parizeau was the last golden shirt remaining for the Cheesemakers' big fullback, Matt Dixon.
Dixon is one of those runners that when you hit him, he bounces and twists and turns and gains more yardage. He was down 3 times in the hands of St. Helens tacklers and was able to squirm free and make good yardage. He's still at least 5 yards short, though, of a 1st down. More
And
than that,
3rd
16 yards
for the Cheesemakers as Werner is rolling back to pass, has protection, looks, fires upfield. He's got Groshong complete, 40 in the open, 30, 25, 20, he could go, 10, 5, touchdown, Cheesemakers. So the Cheesemakers dig into their bag of passing tricks, hit a strike to Mark Groshong at the Lion 45, and he slipped 1 tackle at about the 15, and the Mooks are on top 6-0.
Chris Thomas and Sam Barkus were on his trail, but Mark Groshong is a very fast.
Eyes the upright as the Cheesemakers come to the football. Coors centers. Dini puts it down, the ball is blocked, and the score is Tillamook 6, St. Helens nothing. We'll be back in a minute with more football over this special Coapa League High School Football Network.
When you start children to use the telephone, first, let them know it's not a toy. Second, make sure your children know how to use 911 if it's available in your community. If not, post a list of emergency numbers near each phone in your house. Finally, have them speak slowly and clearly when making an emergency phone call. With service from United Telephone, help is at your fingertips.
The Cheesemakers go 80 yards in 8 plays. The last one a 56-yard pass play from Werner to Mark Groshong. The extra point blocked, the first extra point this season that Werner has missed. And Werner sets the ball up for the Lions. The bobble back at the 22 and down at about the 24 as Parizeau and Pence were after that football, and Pence finally came up with it and then tripped before any of the Cheesemakers. Quarterback. Handoff the order. Only the 2nd time tonight St. Helens has had their hands on the football. Jeffrey, back to pass, fires it out here. It's complete, settles, avoids 2 tackles, gets out over the 30 to the 35-yard line, maybe the 36, as finally putting the stops on settle is Ryan Tim, a 6'1", 170-pound junior for the Cheesemakers. But the Lions have another 1st down at their own 35-yard line. The Cheesemakers respecting the Lion ends and giving them quite a bit of cushion. And even after Settle picked off that pass, 2 Cheesemakers blew past him before the 3rd one tackled him. Jeffrey rolls out to the right side to pass. Pumps long and trouble down back at about the 29-yard line. And again, he did not see the defender coming from the blind side, and it was the Cheesemaker, Steve Dutton. And Jeffrey a little slow getting up. Kelly Jeffrey, the Lion quarterback, a little slow getting up back at the 29-yard line of the Lions, and the officials say we need a timeout. And Coach Wes Bigham comes over. I think likely he just had the wind knocked out of him because he was not expecting that blindside shot, and Dutton got a good hammer on him. It was a clean shot. The Lions had good protection for him generally, but in the time it took for Kelly Jeffrey to seek out his receiver downfield, Dutton was able to slip in and tackle him. 12 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, 6-0. The Cheesemakers lead.
We certainly can't fault Dutton on the way he performed on that particular play. There was nothing at all wrong with the way he cut through, avoided the blockers, and made that nice, clean tackle. I suspect the most damage he did was to knock a little air out of the young man. He looks like he's going to be all right.
Kelly Jeffrey is trotting off the field, and into quarterback now is Jared Hogue. And Jeffrey does have to leave the game, or else the Lions would be charged for a timeout, since they called timeout. Clock is running with 10 seconds showing in the quarter, and the Lions may not get the play off. As Hogue comes to the ball, he sets the Lions, and the whistle blows. At the end of the first quarter, the score is Tillamook 6, St. Helens nothing. We'll be back in a minute with more football over this special Coapa League just underway second quarter here. It's the Lions second down and 16, and back in the lineup is Kelly Jeffrey, the quarterback. Jeffrey looks over the Cheesemaker defense, rolls back for a pass. It's a screen pass out the left side, out over the 32-yard line, but Jeff Fitch is in there to cut down Keith Pence on that nice screen pass, and he knifed right through the three defenders. I'll tell you, though, the Lions had that set up well out here on the left side. It's going to be a gain of about 3 on the play, make it 3rd down and 13 now for St. Helens. The ball at the St. Helens 34-yard line. Tillamook 6, St. Helens nothing. A blocked extra point attempt by the Cheesemakers after a touchdown. Kelly Jeffrey again eyes the Cheesemaker defense. Long count, rolling back to pass. Handoff goes to right side on an end around. Turns the corner, but no more at about the 36-yard line. Tim Beach.
Ryan.
Up ends, and Ryan Tim up ends number 82 of the Lions, Sam Barkus. Barkus, 165-11 senior, fine player from St. Helens. Lions actually graduated, I believe, 20 of their 22 starters. Snap. Going back as the Lions punt's going to be a short kick, bounce the 45, 50 into Cheesemaker territory, 45, 40, 38-yard line, and there to cover it for the Lions is number 33, Keith Settle. Settle, a 6'2", 170-pound senior. And the Cheesemakers will go back on offense at our own 38-yard line. 10:39 remaining in the first half of play. 6-0, Tillamook leads. And they have the football back. That punt's good for 27 yards. The first Lion punt good for 31 yards. So far, the Lions have 3 first downs rushing, 1 passing. The Cheesemakers just 2 first downs rushing. Handoff goes to Fitch. Dives over the 40 to the 45-yard line for the Cheesemakers. Picks up 6-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd down and 4.
And Fitch wheeling and dealing. Came in from the left side of the line, kind of cut back toward the middle, and then headed back out to the outside. A nice run, gaining almost 6 yards.
And did you see who St. Helens' tackler was on that?
Jeff McCoy.
All right. McCoy on the tackle for the Lions. 2nd down and 4 for the Cheesemakers, clad in black. Dixon comes to the outside, gets a yard or 2 maybe, as he is throttled. I mean, jumped on and down by
Mike Miller was under the pile there.
The Lions 84, it looked to me like, out here on this end, and we don't show an 84. That could be Doug Kuffel, though. Don't know. We don't show an 84 on the roster that the Lions gave us. Maybe that's a mystery player. He's rather tall, looks like a basketball player. Gain of 2 on the play, 3rd and a short 2 for the Cheesemakers. Handoff, Dixon tries the right side, gets first downs, rambles inside the 40, 35, down, rather inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line. He was carrying Lion tacklers, and finally it was Chris Thomas who rode him to the turf after a gain of about 15. So far, Dixon has about 40 yards rushing here in the ball game for the Cheesemakers, who have a first down at the Lion 37. Handoff goes to Fitch, going to the right side, turns the corner, dives to the 30, and down at about the 29, depending on where they spot the football. A gain of around 8 for the Cheesemakers.
I didn't see who tripped him up there.
Well, I think 54 was in on that stop. Aaron Kelly coming out of his linebacker spot. He's a 5'11", 200-pound senior. The Lions sport 18 seniors on this year's squad. The Cheesemakers have 21 seniors. The Lions, however, have an excellent program coming up. The JVs defeated Tillamook last night 27-7. The freshmen 49-0. Second down and 2, rolling back to pass. In trouble. Now gets it off. It's a long pass to Groshong, but he can't catch up with it at the 5-yard line. Perfectly thrown, and I'll tell you, Werner just barely got that pass off before he was leveled. The defender for the Lions has slipped just a little bit, and Mark Groshong had a step on him as Perizzo was there covering, but the ball was about 2 feet over Groshong's fingers, and it'll bring up third down and 2 for the Cheesemakers at the Lions 30. The Lions play with a leather football on offense. The Cheesemakers play with a rubber football. Quick charge by the Cheesemakers, Doug Groshong, as he and I believe Matt Groshong were the only 2 Cheesemakers that heard the right snap count. And it's going to move back 5 yards. And it's going to be the Cheesemakers' ball, 3rd and 7, back at their own 30 or at the St. Helens 35-yard line. 6-0. Tillamook leads here. First half play shows 8:10 remaining.
Of course, the truth is, Harold, that might have been true.
Well, we'll never know, I don't think. On a sweep, Doug Groshong cuts back, but gets barely back to the line of scrimmage. On good coverage that time by the Lions, Doug Kuffel, and there's 85 in there, so we know 84 is not Kuffel. Kuffel is the defensive captain calling out the defensive signals for the Lions, and it'll bring up 4th down now and 7 for Tillamook, still at the Lions' 35-yard line. A cool, crisp, perfect evening here in Tillamook. Cloudy, although the out to the west, breaks in the clouds promise a nicer evening. No rain here since an hour or 2. Back before game time, back to pass. It's complete down the right side. Doug Groshong spins at the 20, down to the 18-yard line. And I'll tell you, just within a whisker, the Lions came from either knocking it down or intercepting it.
I think we have another injured player.
And while the Lions is down on the play, and that was, I think, the fellow that stretched out high in the air to get the pass, and Groshong caught it, knocked him away. George thinks that's Kuffel down over there. No, Kuffel's walking off. Oh, Kuffel made the tackle. All right, thanks, George. Harold Shield here, along with Alan Mortimer and George Lewis, your broadcast crew from Tillamook's Doc Adams Field. The Cheesemakers hold a 6-0 lead, and they have the football in Lion territory at the 18-yard line.
The Lions on that play were looking for Mark Groshong, the one who made the reception a while ago for the major gain. But that time the pass went to Doug Groshong.
And it went to Speedy Cousin. That's Perizzo down on the play. Now he's getting up, going off on his own power. And the clock is wound as the Cheesemakers will have a first down. So far, the Mooks have been able to come up with the big plays tonight when they needed them. And they hold a 6-0 edge over the Lions. Joe Werner at quarterback. And now Werner calls timeout. Doesn't like what he sees in the defense. And will be 5 yards as the Lions now come to the line. Cheesemakers, rather, come to the line facing the Lions. First down at their own 19. Deep handoff goes to Dixon. He cuts inside the 15, goes to the 10, and is rolled down. Check that, Doug Groshong instead of Dixon. And Groshong was running behind the blocking of Steve Bodine that time as Sam Marcus again in on the stop for the Lions. And I'll tell you, Sam does a whale of a job for the Lions. Marcus, a name that we've heard for quite some time at St. Helens.
Well, he certainly made Doug put his heels down and try to reverse direction. He saw he was up against an immovable object.
A gain of a little under 9, second down and a short 2 as Dixon dives over the top inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line, maybe the 6-yard line, depending on where they spot the ball. It should be enough for the Cheesemaker first down. It'll be spotted at the 6. First down, Cheesemakers. Mooks lead 6-0. 6.5 minutes to go here in the first half of play. After this next play, we'll break for station identification as the Cheesemakers, clad in black, come to the football. Werner looks over the defense. The handoff goes left to Groshong. Cuts in at the 5 to about the 2-yard line, where it'll bring up a 2nd and goal to go for the Cheesemakers. Now we'll break 10 seconds for this station identification over the special Coapa League Football Network.
You're in tune with FM 104.1, AM 1590, KTIL Tillamook. Tomorrow, listen for the Beavers and the Ducks.
Cheesemakers, 1st and goal to go now from the 2-yard line. As Werner rolls back, now he hands off to Fitch, slants outside and scores as Fitch bounced off of 2 tackles. The first one was Keith Pence, and I didn't see who the second one was, and Doug slid into the end zone Fitch slid into the end zone for the Cheesemakers' 2nd score, and that's Jeff Fitch, 5'10", 185-pound senior. Fitch played in Tillamook as a sophomore, then moved to McMinnville last year where he played AAA ball. Now this year moved back to Tillamook for his senior year. And Werner will kick again out of the hold of Sini. Last one was blocked by the Lions. The snap is down. The kick is up. This one's true, and it's Tillamook 13, St. Helens nothing. We'll be back in a minute with more football over this special Coapa League Football Network.
At Paul Keene's Russell Chevrolet Oldsmobile and Cadillac Company, the word of the year is the year 1988. You'll save up to $4,000 on some 1988 demos. Save on the 88 Toronto Coupe. Save on the 88 Cutlass Sierra 4-door sedan or the 88 5-speed S10 pickup. Remember, when it comes to savings, the word of the year is the year itself. At Paul Keene's Russell Chevrolet Oldsmobile and Cadillac Company, the #1 dealer at #1 Main Avenue in Tillamook.
They have a tire at Tillamook Tire that is an exceptional value, the Michelin XA4. This radial gives you great traction in rain and snow. It gives you precise handling on dry pavement and fuel savings all year round. And on top of all this, you could drive on your set of Michelin XA4s for up to 60,000 miles. Tillamook Tire at 2108 11th in Tillamook, or call 842-4852. Now, is that value or is that value? Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Holt and Welch deep for the Lions as we're ready to kick off. Werner sets his toe to the football. It's a squibbling kick picked off at the 20 by Keith Pence. Back to 25, 32-yard line. Tough shot in there by Joe Werner, the kicker. Puts Keith Pence down at the St. Helens 31-yard line where the Cheesemen will put it into play 1st and 10.
I hate to see Werner sacrificing his body like that, though. He's a valuable man on this Tillamook squad, and he shouldn't lead those kind of plays.
Cheesemakers go 62 yards in 11 plays as teams playing control football. This is only the 3rd time tonight that the Lions have had their hands on the football. And the Mooks hold 13-0. We're just down to 5 minutes to play in the first half here from Tillamook's Doc Adams Field. Jeffrey, handoff into the right side and scrambling, digging hard, but 1 foot is nailed to the ground is the Lions' Sean Welch, and I'm not sure who was anchoring that foot to the ground, but it was either Matt Groshong or Beach. I'm not sure, but he picks up, well, the length of the football, and that's about it. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Lions, still at their own 31-yard line. Tight formation by the Lions. Flanker right, split end left. Handoff, nice hole this time. Keith Pence knocks off 2 tacklers, but a fumble, and who's got it? Fumble at the 40-yard line. It's Cheesemakers football at the 40. And Sini came up with a football, but Groshong stripped the ball out of Keith's hand as he went down. He tackled, looked like he actually tackled the football as he went down, then with his helmet. All right. Anyway, the Cheesemakers pick up the Keith Pence fumble at the Lion 40-yard line. First break of the ball game, and both teams playing ball control tonight. A turnover like this can really be harmful to your chances when you need the football away from the other team. I formation, Cheesemakers. Doug Groshong in motion going to the right side. Quick charge, penalty flags fly. The ball goes to Fitch, and I believe the Cheesemakers right guard, Matt Groshong, moves. Let's see. They say procedure Cheesemakers. That's going to cost the Mooks 5 yards. The Mooks had a sweep going on to the right side. Tillamook appears to have gone away somewhat from their power. Hey, that's
Right.
a hustling ball boy there, isn't it, George?
You really made an interesting observation, Harold, because you're right. We haven't seen any of the wedge kind of formations that Tillamook typically would be running.
The Lions nose guard, Greg Hogan, 5'11", 195-pound senior, very tough in the middle. Handoff. Dixon, nice hole, cuts inside the 40, back to the Lions' 37-yard line as he's racked under by Mark Miller of the Lions. Also Keith Pence in on the stop, and it'll bring up now 2nd down and 7. 2nd and 7, Cheesemakers at the Lions' 37. 13-0. Tillamook leads. We're down to 3:15 in the first half to play here from Tillamook. Perfect, crisp, cool fall night here in Tillamook. Had a little drizzle earlier today. Doug Groshong in motion to the right side. I formation, Cheesemakers. Quick pitch goes back to Fitch. Fitch trying to turn the corner. Gets past one tackler at the 35. Dives to about the 32-yard line. And there to cover him for the Lions was Sean Welch from his defensive linebacker spot. Keith Pence took a shot at Fitch. Actually, while he missed him, he made Fitch change directions just enough so that Welch was able to come up and put the stop on him. And it'll be a gain or leave about a 3rd and 3 for the Cheesemakers at the Lions' 33. Again, I formation, flanker left side. Pitch goes deep and diving close to the first down is Doug. They'll say he's short of the first down, so it'll bring up 4th down at about the length of the football. As the official marks the ball short of the 30, and the ball needs to nose across. Well, it needs to go just to the 30, so it's still just a football length away.
Harold, I'd say it's wedge time.
Well, I don't know. The Lions have been awful strong up front tonight. Cheesemakers, 4th down in the length of the football. Power, Dixon bangs inside the 30 to the 27, 26-yard line as they wrapped up by a foot. And we need to look on the program there, and somebody on the Lions team that's about 6'5 or 6'6",
I believe it's Aaron Susi. He's number 76 on the program, but I think he's 84.
Aaron Susi, all right, that looks like him, 6'6", 205 junior, and he made the stop. Dive right side, Dixon gets inside the 25 to the 20, maybe even to the 19-yard line for the Cheesemakers as the Mooks go back to their basic power offense, landing off guard and tackle one way and then the other. It'll be a 7-yard gain, 2nd down and 3. Cheesemakers right at the Lion 20. 13-0. Tillamook leads. We're down to 1:10 remaining in the first half of play. Split backs this time. Handoff. Dixon straight up the middle. Power inside the 10, diving to about the 6. And just straight ahead power this time by the Cheesemaker front wall. That's as close to the wedge as the Cheesemakers have come tonight. And Dixon just broke into the middle. Greg Hogan finally put the stop on Dixon, but not before the Cheesemakers have a 1st and goal to go from the 7.
The center, Ken Coors, was leading that play. He was all clear across the goal line when he was finally tackled.
Again, Dixon gets it into the left side, but very little there as the Lions are waiting for him. And with 45 seconds remaining in the first half, the Cheesemakers called timeout. So the Cheesemakers getting down close to Lion country again, and want to make sure that they call the right plays here as they have 2nd and goal to go from the 7. No gain on that last carry by Dixon.
Humbert was the one that made the tackle. He just dug in there on that line and held him. Fine tackle by Bob Humbert.
So far, the Cheesemakers have 6 first downs rushing, 1 by way of pass, for a total of 7. The Lions have 3 first downs rushing, 1 passing, for a total of 4. The Lions are 4 for 4 in the passing department. The Cheesemakers are 2 for 3 passing. And what was that, George? 73 yards passing for Tillamook, 25 yards for the Lions. And George has racked up individual running statistics. And Roger Pence so far has about 25 yards or so on the day. And Matt Dixon for the Cheesemakers must be over the 50-yard mark here in the first half. Around 70 yards here in the first half for the Cheesemakers in rushing. Matt Dixon, Cheesemaker fullback. Second and goal to go now from the Lions 7-yard line. Cheesemakers coach Randy Shields has been out with the offensive coach. Handoff on a sweep goes to Doug Groshong, gets the block at the 5, turns, touchdown. Doug Groshong turns in for the touchdown as Jason Austin was there to put the stop on him, but it was after he crossed the goal line, and the Mooks will now lead by a 19-0 score.
Jason Austin was at middle linebacker and came a long ways to his right to make that tackle. Exceptional, gutty kind of play to get over there, even though it was late. He had to come a long ways to get there.
The power sweep by the Cheesemakers, and Doug Groshong able to turn very quickly, a very speedy back, was able to turn it in just in time to break the goal line. Cheesemakers are going to go for 2 here as Werner sets the offense. Werner, quick pitch, goes to Doug Groshong, now cuts back in. He's in trouble and down at about the 3-yard line, so the extra point fails in the score. Tillamook 19 and St. Helens nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute with more football over this special Coapa League Football Network.
Many of us take the telephone for granted, but you never know when an emergency will arise. And when it does, every second counts. That's the value of speed calling, which allows you to program your phone in advance with important numbers such as fire and police departments, poison control centers, and your family doctor. Then, instead of dialing the full 7-digit number, you only dial 1 or 2 digits. With service from United Telephone, help is at your fingertips.
When it comes to paving, smoothing, and fixing our roads and driveways in general, nobody tops SC Paving. SC Paving at 9575 Trask River Road is taking this time to encourage the Tillamook High School boys football team. When SC Paving does something, they do it locally, and that in itself is supporting our community. Go support the Tillamook High School football team. And if you'd like the ride to be a lot smoother, do your part. And remember SC Paving.
We show 39 seconds remaining here in the first half of play. The Cheesemakers hold a 19-0 lead as Doug Groshong will kick to the Lions. This again is a short kick taken at the 45-yard line. Hits one of the up linemen, and that is the Lions' Mike Miller. And Miller downs the ball at the St. Helens 46-yard line. With 37 seconds remaining, the Lions will need to pull out all the stops to get on the scoreboard here before halftime.
It's really dangerous for an upper lineman to try to grab the ball. That's fumble territory.
He couldn't get rid of it. It came right at him, hit him right in the chest. Tight formation, flanker on the right is Chris Thomas. Cheesemakers in a 4-3 defense. Handoff goes to the right side. Nice hole for Couple. Couple spins around, though, after he gets a couple. Looked like it was a nice hole opening up on the left side. But there quickly to put the stop on was Tim Beach. Also, Jeff Fitch on the stop for the Cheesemakers, and the Lions call timeout as they want to talk it over with West Bigham as they what the next play is going to be, stopping the clock. And I think that is 27 seconds showing in the scoreboard clock. As
57, Harold.
Oh, I think it's 27.
Okay, fine.
It was 37 when they took it over, so
that makes sense. That makes sense. That last play developed looking like it was going to the right, and then the handoff came with a man moving to the left. And it was a well-executed play and needed to be defended well as well.
Couple had a lot of room, but Tim Beach played off of his block, and Tim, one of the premier linemen in AA football this year, was able to play off of his block, make the big stop on Couple. They give him a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Lions at their own 48-yard line.
They gave him a couple.
All right.
Couple yards.
Couple yards. Very good, Alan. Flanker right, split end wide right. 2 backs down as Kelly Jeffrey rolls out on an option pitch. Coming to the near side. Out over the 45, the 50, 45, and out of bounds at the 40-yard line as Matt Groshong, the horn goes and the half is over. So that apparently was not 27. That must have been 7 seconds.
Fitch, 6 carries, 13 yards. Doug Groshon, 7 carries, 40 yards. That one fake punt by Mark Groshon, 1 carry, 7 yards. For St. Helens, we have Keith Pence with 6 carries for 25 yards. John Holt, excuse me, that's 20. That is Jay Parizo, 2 carries, 7 yards. Sean Welch had 2 carries. Spread out pretty well between everybody. 25 yards for St. Helens, 73 for Tillamook, 65 for St. Helens.
Well, it comes down to the one simple thing. We got to have a better effort. You know, they're just outplaying us right now.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, Rob, and we're looking forward to a great second half. Good game, at least from the Tillamook side at this point.
Right now, it is. Think we can turn that around.
Okay, thanks a lot. Rob Holstrom talking to us here at halftime as we're just about ready to tee up the football and start the second half of action. The officials, both teams have been out of the field. The scoreboard clock still shows a couple of minutes. So we'll take 1 minute to hear from a couple of the people that make this special Quampa League Football Network possible.
When it comes to paving, smoothing, and fixing our roads and driveways in general, nobody tops SC Paving. SC Paving at 9575 Trask River Road is taking this time to encourage the Tillamook High School boys football team. When SC Paving does something, they do it locally, and that in itself is supporting our community. Go support the Tillamook High School football team. And if you'd like the ride to be a lot smoother, do your part. And remember SC Paving.
Aerolift, manufacturer of the proof of concept experimental aircraft known to us as the cyclocrane, is working under a $5 million contract from the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency to continue military development of the cyclocrane technology base, and they are providing jobs for Tillamook County. Aerolift is located at the Port of Tillamook Bay and is proud to be a part of the Tillamook community. The team at Aerolift wishes the Tillamook High School cheesemaker...
As we're just about ready, both coaches huddling at the around their squad. Interesting note, and one that we've always appreciated about West Bingham's teams. They say the Lord's Prayer after the national anthem just prior to kickoff. And according to an article in this morning's Oregonian, quite a number of teams, professional as well as college and all, do something very similar. Nice touch.
Especially that lead us not into temptation part.
Oh, all right.
We should mention, Harold, that we've been referring to a young man out here, number 84, a tall young man, as Aaron Susie, but we just found out Aaron is not here tonight. Some of our St. Helens fans know that he's had a concussion, is not playing tonight. The man we thought was Aaron Susie is really Charlie Cree, and Charlie's getting some playing time.
Let's take 10 seconds for this station identification over this special Quampa League Football Network.
You're in tune with FM 104.1, AM 1590, KTIL Tillamook, where the time is 8:33.
Troy Dosler to kick off for the Lions. Deep, Groshon gets a high, short kick. It's going to be Fitch picking it up at the 22. Cuts back behind blockers at the 30. Straight up the middle, 35-yard line. And there, Fitch is drilled and rolled under by Mike Miller, a 6-foot, 180-pound senior for the Lions. And it'll be first down Tillamook at the 35-yard line of the black-clad Cheese Band. 19-0. Tillamook leads as we open second half play here in Tillamook. A perfect night for football, an excellent crowd on hand. good crowd across the way in the stands from St. Helens, and people lining the elevated area on the far side, as well as both sidelines here on the near side, and the stands under us are quite full. Handoff left side. Fitch dives for about 3 or 4 as he goes to about the 38, possibly the 39-yard line for the Cheesemakers. 39-yard line, they say it's a gain of 3, second down and 7. Didn't get the fellow who did the made the stop, although Doug Couple out of the middle of the pile, and now calling the defensive signal. Mike Miller on the stop. All right, second down and 7 for the Lions. Cheesemakers, rather, at their own 39-yard line. Handoff Dixon straight up the middle, 40, 45-yard line, 50 and down. As straight up the middle goes Matt Dixon, and Matt Dixon doesn't look as big as he runs. You see Matt on the street, you wouldn't think he's at all unusual. He's 5'9", 190-pound running back, as he's listed in the program, runs from fullback, and Matt has 2 consecutive 100-yard games under his belt. Cheesemakers in 2 games have 5 100-yard efforts, and I think Matt is approaching the 100-yard mark again. Matt dives over the right side, goes into Lion territory at the 48-yard line, where it'll bring up a second down and 8 for the Cheesemakers.
The genius of the running backs for Tillamook is that they get off so quickly. They're to the line faster than any backs I've seen for a long time. They do cheat a little bit. They start closer to begin with. They get a jump on it. The quarterback has to be very quick to get the ball to him at times. They're coming so fast.
Also, the genius of running behind Coors, Beach, and Groshong isn't too shabby. I formation Cheesemakers. Doug Groshong in motion to the near side. Werner rolls to the left side, gives it to Fitch. Cuts up at the 45, ahead to the 40, to the 38-yard line.
First down.
Should be enough for a Cheesemaker first down at the Lions 38. A host of yellow shirts all over him, led by Chris Thomas. Also hanging on was Jeff Schwartz. And Doug Couple again. Doug's made more than a couple of tackles tonight, I'll tell you.
He's a real leader out there.
Just under 10 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Tillamook 19, St. Helens nothing. The black-clad Cheeseman. Handoff right side, Fitch, and Fitch goes inside the 35 to about the 34, maybe even the 33-yard line. The Lions had a stunt on that time, and Charlie, and how was that? Cree was diving into the hole, but the play went exactly the other way. If the play had come the way he did, he would have been right in the middle of it, but as it was, Cheesemakers went the other way for a 4-yard gain, second down and 6. Tillamook at the Lions 34. Dixon straight up the middle, gets 2 or 3 maybe as he goes, well, they'll spot it close to the 30. It's always been of interest to me that on a fullback carry or on a strong running back carry, they'll almost always give them forward progress to where the ball lands, even though maybe their knee went down a yard or so back. And that was the case that time with Matt.
Let's give Doug Couple some credit for a fine tackle on that play.
Third down and 2. Cheesemakers again, straight up the middle power. Dixon is going to be close, and I think maybe short of the first down at the Lions 28-yard line. Depends again where they spot the ball.
The defense strung that play out really well. They went down the line and kept very much yardage from being gained.
The referee down on the field, Bob Wellnitz, says it's short for the length of the football. And the Cheesemakers on 4th and 1 at the Lions 29 are going to go for it. Werner looks over the defense. Werner hands off left side. Diving goes Fitch, I believe, for about 2 as he goes to the 27-yard line. Jeff Fitch gets the Cheesemaker first down. They'll spot it at the 28, but it's a good yard beyond the first down mark, where it'll be another first down for the Cheesemakers. Their third of this drive. Drive started back at the 35-yard line of the Tillamook and now is in Lion territory at the 28. Doug Groshong, nice defensive play, gets a couple of yards, but that's all, as Jeff Schwartz from his defensive right linebacker position stayed at home where he belonged and puts the stop on Doug Groshong, a short gain, very little more than a yard, making second down and 9. Cheesemakers at the Lions 26.
don't have to watch very long before you can sense that Doug Kuffel and Jeff Schwartz have some real leadership ability on this squad, and the other players are really expecting them to produce some good ball playing.
That's probably one reason why they're co-captains. Doug Groshong diving into the middle on a counter play again gets very little, and here goes Doug Kuffel on the first contact. Sterling defensive play, and as Coach Rob Holstrom told us at halftime, the Lions just have to step it up. They've got to do a better job. They're going to come out of this ball game. Very little gain. Make it 3rd down and 8, Cheesemakers, as the ball spotted just outside the Lions' 26-yard line.
If it sucks, it'll do it. They have sucked real well the last 2 times.
High formation Cheesemakers. Doug on the right side, back to pass. Werner looking, gets away from one man, now goes up the middle. He's not going to get very far as he goes down just about at the line of scrimmage. He collects a whole host of orange jerseys, and the stop is made by the Lions' Ryan Dado and by Charlie Cree.
You think we're close enough for a field goal here? Can his toe reach that far?
Well, the ball is spotted at the 27. It would be a 44-yarder. I think that might be somewhat out of Werner's range. And let's see. Yes, they are not going to go for the field goal on 4th down and 9 at the Lion 27.
It might be a pass play.
Back to pass. Fires out, tapped, batted around, incomplete. Good defense by the Lions.
Excellent defense.
Mark Groshong was covered very closely by Jeff Schwartz. The defensive end on the right side of the Lion line knocked the ball up into the air, and there really wasn't much of a chance for Mark to catch it. Even if he had, it would have been short of the 1st down. Good defense, Lions, as they stop the Cheesemakers for the first time tonight, and the Lions take over on downs at their own 26-yard line. 19-0. Tillamook leads over the St. Helens. We're down to 6:50 remaining in the 3rd quarter of play. Kelly Jeffrey at quarterback for the Lions. Takes the handoff, or gives the handoff right side, but a fumble, and the Cheesemakers have it at the 27. And I don't know if off that football is Jeff Fitch, and I don't know if the handoff ever got to Keith Pence or not. It looks to me like Fitch was in there to get that handoff right from Kelly Jeffrey, and Pence went streaking out of the backfield like he had the football, but nothing was in his hands, and down on the pile was Jeff Fitch with the Cheesemakers' 2nd fumble recovery. 1st down, Tillamook at the Lion 27. And Fitch gets the call, comes right, cuts in at the 25, outside of the 20, has the hole, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! In the grass from behind of Jeff Schwartz, but Jeff Fitch just pulled him on into the end zone from the 5, and the Cheesemakers hit the goal line for the 4th time tonight. They lead 26-0, and just like that, after the Lions, I'll tell you, that'll take the heart out of you. The Lions just doing a remarkable job defensively against the Cheesemakers, stopping them on downs, and Jeff Fitch steals the ball on a handoff, and in one play, the Cheesemakers 27 yards and another score. Joe Werner lines up the toe, and now the officials stop the clock. Let's see. They're going to talk over a situation. I don't know if they say it could be mouthpiece. A 5-yard penalty. The signal appeared to be an equipment penalty, and now the Cheesemakers will move back 5 yards to the 7.5-yard line, and Cini will hold for Joe Werner. High snap. The ball is up. It is good. The Cheesemakers lead 27-0 over the Lions. We'll be back in a minute with more football over this special Coapa League Sports Network.
The Swiss Chalet in Tillamook serves more than hamburgers. Why not take your friends and family and enjoy many of the fine foods that the Swiss Chalet has to offer you? Try a Matterhorn, a fish, or a chicken sandwich. And all the food is prepared after you order. They use the finest Tillamook Creamery products, including Tillamook cheese and Tillamook ice cream. Enjoy the Swiss Chalet's weekly specials, and they also have a drive-up window for your convenience. The Swiss Chalet at the corner of 3rd and Stillwell in Tillamook.
You can now get reflective house number signs through the Tillamook Volunteer Fire Department. They not only look better than those old hand-painted numbers, they also make it easier for emergency vehicles to locate you should they ever be called to your home. You can get a reflective house number sign mounted on a steel post and installed by fire department volunteers for $15. Or for $10, you can get a reflective sign only and mount it yourself. To order, just call 842-7587. This message brought to you by Burkhardt Plumbing.
Werner on the kickoff. High floating kick off to the left side, bounces at the 15, bounds out at the 12-yard line. A penalty flag flies. The Lions will have the football at the... Nope, they'll mark it off 5 yards back to the 35. The Cheesemakers will kick it over. Always a little confused on that rule because depending on whether it's pros, college, high school, some take it at the 40, some... or they did, I guess, for a few years, and now they're 5-yard penalty. So far tonight, the Cheesemakers have been penalized about 6 times, 5 times, and the Lions have been perfect. They have not been penalized. A clean game by the Lions. So Werner sets it up again, and this time he drills a line shot. It's picked up by Welch. Welch back over the middle, gets to the 35-yard line of the Lions, and there Welch is upended by the Cheesemaker Corey Bush, a 5'8", 130-pound senior, and it'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Lions, just across their own 35, 36-yard line. They trail 26-0 to the Cheesemakers in a classic Co-op League matchup here. The number 1 Tillamook High Cheesemakers facing the number 5 St. Helens Lions. Cheesemakers meeting their 3rd consecutive top 10 team of the season. And so far in 2 outings, they've been successful. Kelly Jeffrey, handoff. Whoa, what a hit. But getting away after that hit at the 40-yard line. A real shot put on by Jeff Fitch as carrying the ball was Sean Welch. But Welch batted back, just kept churning and picks up the 1st down as he moves the ball across the 45 to the 47-yard line. So even if you hit them hard, you got to hang on or they're going to keep running. 1st down Lions at their own 47-yard line. 26-0, Cheesemakers lead. Flanker wide right, hand off, Keith Pence slips out to the 45, but Cini's there to put the stop on him as he crosses the 50 into Cheesemaker territory at the 49, I believe. It'll bring up a 2nd down, a gain of 4 and 6.
Key tackle there by Jim Cini. Of course, that's why he's there. He is a sure-handed tackler.
And
that's the kind of guy you want at cornerback.
Cini comes up from his safety cornerback position, and depending... he switches. He's man-on-man now, it appears, as the Lions. 2nd down and 4 just across the midfield stripe into Cheesemaker territory. Handoff. Keith Pence driving hard as he gets to the 47, maybe, 48-yard line. Hard. Nope, that isn't Pence. That's Sean Welch again. He runs a lot like Pence. And Welch, he's really shown some desire here on this series, running hard on the kick return and then on the last couple of carries.
Impressive junior ball carrier.
Welch, 5'11", 160-pound junior. He's going to be back next year. The Lions are going to be super strong next year. They're not too bad this year, I'll tell you. 3rd and 5, Lions. Cheesemaker 49. Straight up goes Pence this time. Pence gets to about the 46, perhaps close to the 45. The nose of the football just shy of the 45, and it'll bring up 4th down and about 2 at the Tillamook 45. Back in punt formation is Jay Perizzo. However, if the Lions are going to do anything, this might be the time for the fake punt. Snap goes back to Perizzo. He gets a little pressure. The ball comes off to the left side. There to cover it is Cini. Gets away from one man at the 18, but not the 2nd man at the 19. As there to cover him is Ryan Watson, a 6'1", 180-pound senior. Drills Jim Cini, a junior.
Jim Cini got his first ball carrying assignment as a kick return specialist last week at Marist and turned some good returns out, something like 35 yards at a time. This is the first time Cini has had the chance to carry the ball, and he was well covered as the ball came into his arm.
That punt, good for, well, on the carry, Doug Groshong gets maybe a yard as he goes to the 20 or the 21-yard line. And George figuring out the net yardage on that punt. They went to the 26 yards on that punt for the Lions. A gain of 1 by Doug Groshong of the Cheesemakers. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9 just across the Tillamook 20-yard line. 26-0. Tillamook leads. We're down to 2 minutes to play in the third quarter of play.
Brian Dato is in for St. Helens at the left end, defensive left end position.
And now the Cheesemakers want timeout. With 1:48 remaining in the third quarter, Tillamook 26, St. Helens nothing. We'll be back in a minute with more football over this special Coapa League Sports Network.
At Paul Keen's Russell Chevrolet Oldsmobile and Cadillac Company, the word of the year is the year 1988. You'll save up to $4,000 on some 1988 demos. Save on the 88 Toronto Coupe.
Riding on your tires.
Well, the Cheesemakers come to the football now. 2nd down and 9 from their own 20-yard line. Handoff left side. Jeff Fitch squirts away from one man. 25, 30, 35, 6-yard line. As Jeff Fitch running hard, finally pulled under by Ryan Watson.
And Sam Barkin.
So it's the first down Cheesemakers, and whatever Coach John Woodward had to say to the offense in that huddle apparently was effective, because that play was blocked much better than several of the last plays have been to the Cheesemakers. First down Tillamook just shy of their own 35-yard line. The Bucks lead 26-0 here. The minute and a half to play, third quarter. Now penalty flags fly, and I think the Cheesemakers had 2 or 3 fellows moving on that play.
Jim Beach was one of them. I think he was the one that moved first.
And he gets to walk over to the sidelines and talk with the Cheesemaker coaches for just a moment. 5-yard penalty. Will move the ball back just inside, well, it's to the Cheesemaker 29-yard line, where it'll bring up 1st and 15.
He was supposed to pull and lead that play around the left end, and he was just a little bit anxious, I think, to get there in time with these fleet-footed running backs behind him.
1st and 15, Cheesemakers at the Tillamook 29. Doug Groshong in motion to the near side. Going back now to the far side, the left. Quick pitch goes to Fitch. Penalty flag flies. Fitch turns it upfield for 2 or 3, but it looks like it may again be a penalty against the Cheesemakers as the ball moves about 3 yards, and it is a motion penalty against the Cheesemakers. Fitch moved up, Doug Groshong moved up toward the line too quickly, as again the Cheesemakers having a little bit of trouble in getting their signals correct or their timing proper or whatever. Play slowed a little bit. Gene Pullen back in the lineup, a 6'2", 182-pound senior. Pullen injured in the Gladstone game, seeing his first action of the season, has a neck brace on. Goes split wide left. It's 2nd down and 12. Back to pass.
They're going long.
Long pass. Pullen is out there. Can't quite reach it at the Lions 30. He had a couple of steps that time on Jeff Schwartz. And I'll tell you, if Pullen, who is the Cheesemaker speedster, could have had one more step or less on that ball, it would have been 6.
Well, Pullen was the 3rd fastest man in the state for AA schools last year in the state track meet. He is fast.
And that's something for a young man that's 6 feet 2 inches tall. It'll bring up 3rd now and 12 for the Cheesemakers. The ball still spotted at their own 32-yard line. Back to pass again. Werner on a draw. Out of the 35, the 40, squirts the far side. 45, he's in off the 50. 45, the Lions trips at the 30 down at the 28-yard line. And the stop was made by Doug Kuffel, a diving shoestring tackle that Werner stumbled for about 10 yards before he finally went down, but it saves the touchdown at the Lion 29.
He looked like one of those Goonie birds coming in for a landing, you know?
A quarterback keeper quarterback draw that works effectively, and the Cheesemakers pull out of trouble and move to the Lion 29 on the big run. 38 yards on that carry by Joe Werner. And the quarter will run out with a score. Tillamook 26 and St. Helens nothing. We'll be back in a minute with more football over this special Coapa League Football Network.
How often does your telephone help you? For many of them,
Lot smoother. Do your part. And remember SC Paving.
So far, Keith Pence, 32 yards in the game on 8 carries. On first down play, fumble, and into the pile. A black shirt on the bottom. Looks like the Cheesemakers have come up with a football as Jim Anderson, 5'9" senior, comes up with that, a transfer from Colton.
Good hard hit there that sprung that ball loose.
And 2-yard gain on that play. I don't know, I guess you could give that to Anderson, one of the Cheesemakers' offensive guards. Second down and 8. Cheesemakers at the Lion 27. Quick pitch goes out to Jeff Fitch. He's got Groshong in front blocking. Turns the corner at the 20, cut down at about the 15-yard line as Jeff Fitch on an outside carry is brought down by Sean Welch. And not before the Cheesemakers have another first down in Lion territory. They say he went down at the inside the 15 anyway. It may be about at the 14. Where will be another first down for the Cheesemakers. That is the 6th first down of the second half. We're all running. Also, so far, 96 yards on the ground for Matt Dixon at fullback for the Cheesemakers. Handoff, Dixon. No, Doug Groshong cuts inside on a counter play going to about the 11-yard line.
Another good grab there by Sean Welch.
Well, I'll tell you, there has been some outstanding defensive work done tonight by the Lions.
And they've had to work. They've had a lot of time out there in the field. Tillamook is playing ball control this second half, and the St. Helens defense has been carrying the load for St. Helens.
Second down and 6 on a 4-yard carry by the Cheesemakers at the 11-yard line. This goes to Dixon, banging left side, getting to about the 6-yard line as Matt Dixon picks up about 4 more difficult yards down near the Lion goal line. Give him a gain of 5 on the play and make it 3rd down and 1 for the Cheesemakers, just outside the 5. 97 yards so far for Matt Dixon in tonight's game. We're down to under 10 minutes to play in the football game here. 103, George says now for Dixon. 3rd down and 1 as Dixon, Doug Groshong slants to the outside, turns the corner, he's in. As he turned the corner and then met Case Settle, and Settle slanted him to the outside, but Groshong, also number 33, as is Keith Settle, was able to catch the corner marker and goes in for the score as the Cheesemakers up their margin to a 32-0 bulge.
Doug Groshong actually went into the end zone backwards. He was running backwards as he crossed the goal line.
And I imagine he was looking at sort of a mirror as he looked at number 33, Keith Settle, facing him down. Joe Werner, the kick again out of the hold of Steeny. Werner takes the kick up and good. The score, Tillamook 33, St. Helens nothing. We'll be back in a minute with more football over this special Coapa League Sports Network.
Aerolift, manufacturer of the proof-of-concept experimental aircraft known to us as the cyclocrane, is working under a $5 million contract from the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency to continue military development of the cyclocrane technology base, and they are providing jobs for Tillamook County. Aerolift is located at the Port of Tillamook Bay and is proud to be a part of the Tillamook community. The team at Aerolift wishes the Tillamook High School Cheesemaker football team a successful season. The Swiss Chalet in Tillamook serves more than hamburgers. Why not take your friends and family and enjoy many of the fine foods that the Swiss Chalet has to offer you? Try a Matterhorn, a fish or a chicken sandwich, a taco, a burrito, and much more. They have a fresh salad bar, and all the food is prepared after you order. They use the finest Tillamook Creamery products, including Tillamook cheese and Tillamook ice cream. Enjoy the Swiss Chalet's weekly specials, and they also have a drive-up window for your convenience. The Swiss Chalet at the corner of 3rd and Stillwell in Tillamook.
John Holt takes Werner's kick back at the 17-yard line, 7-yard line, moves it back out to the 28-yard line, where the Lions again will go on offense. Stop for the Cheesemakers that time. Jerry Burt, a 5'8", 160-pound senior, was in on the stop as the Cheesemakers begin to put in clean jerseys. We see in the nose guard position, Gene Pullen, defensive player, hasn't seen action the last couple games, and will break for a station identification right after this play. Handoff, Keith Pence dives over the 30 to the 34-yard line for a gain of about 6 for the Lions. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4. We'll pause 10 seconds for this station identification over this special Co-op League Sports Network.
You're in tune with FM 104.1, AM 1590, KTIL Tillamook, reminding you that tomorrow you can listen for the Ducks and the Beavers.
2nd and 4 Lions, just shy of their own 35-yard line. Cheesemakers lead 33-0. Handoff, left side, couple goes to Sean Welch as he gets over the 35 to the 37-yard line, perhaps, depending on where they spot the ball as the official wipes it off. The ball's being changed almost every play. Mentioned earlier, the Lions use a leather football, which is their option, and the Cheesemakers use a rubber ball, which is a little more traditional, well, in Oregon and especially here on the coast. 3rd down and 2 for the Lions at the St. Helens 37-yard line. The Lions flex, split end wide right, flanker wide left. Kelly Jeffrey on a keeper coming outside. Nice move at the 35, goes to the 40, to the 45, and out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. Nice move by Kelly Jeffrey that time. He just faked the Cheesemaker defense out on that option quarterback carry and gets a 1st down for the Lions up at the 47-yard line.
And that was Jeff Sini between him and the goal line, and Jeff was able to pull him down.
But I'll tell you, Kelly Jeffrey,
nice
and
move.
By the way, they're going to see each other again next year. Both those gentlemen are juniors. Did an outstanding job on that option. 1st down Lions at the St. Helens 47. Option pitch goes back to Keith Pence. Sweeps the left side out over the 50. Turns the corner. 45. Down at the 40-yard line. Should be enough again for the Lion 1st down as the down markers were laid down. Again, Jim Sini there to put the stop on Keith Pence, another fellow that Sini will see a lot of next year. Keith Pence, 5'7", 195-pound junior.
The reason Sini's in on so many of those tackles is he's a strong side safety. He goes to the strong side, which is usually the side they run to. And if the ball is carried past the line or past the linebackers, it's his job, and that's why he makes so many tackles.
1st down Lions at the Cheesemaker 42-yard line. 33-0. Tillamook leads. We're down to 7 minutes to play, 7:18 to play here in the ball game. Jeffrey Kelly dives, or gives a handoff rather, to Sean Welch. Welch makes a couple just inside the 40, close to the 39-yard line of the Cheesemakers. It'll bring up 2nd and 8.
It's hard to run with Tim Beach wrapped around your legs. It's definitely an impediment to any forward progress.
Beach for the Cheesemakers, 5'11", 215-pound guard, and extremely quick.
And strong.
2nd and 8. Lions. Handoff. Ooh, I'll tell you, Welch
Jim Beach again.
Was drilled, but Welch on the option held the football, and then Beach nailed Welch. A little bit of a loss on that play back to the 40-yard line. And Welch, Welch kept the football. He never handed it off. I mean, let's start over again. Kelly Jeffrey kept the football. He handed it to Welch, and Welch was drilled, and he pulled it back out of Welch's midsection, and just about that time, Beach fed him the football, and it was a loss of a yard, make it 3rd down and 9, right at the Cheesemaker 40-yard line. Jeffrey rolling back the pass, has 2 men out on the pattern on the right side, fires it incomplete, intended for Keith Pence, and there covering him also was number 34, Jeff Fitch, and that is the first incompletion by the Lions, Kelly Jeffrey, tonight. And the Lions, I would say, with their efficiency in passing, could have a very potent passing attack.
Yeah, I think Scappoose and Klatskanai and Rainier need to look out for St. Helens.
At the 45-yard line, the Lions will punt, and it's a end-over-ender at the 20, bounces out of bounds, down near the 17-yard line, maybe the 18-yard line, where the Cheesemakers will put it into play. So the Mooks again have held the Lions after the Lions moved the football on this series, actually picked up about 33 yards of offense in that series, and Tillamook takes it back at their own 19-yard line.
What else is going on in the Quappa League tonight? I think Rainier is playing the Dalles, isn't that right?
Funny you should ask. Let's look here. Scappoose is playing at Astoria. Rainier is at the Dalles. And, of course, St. Helens is here. And on a keeper, Werner never got off the ground. Right into Werner, I think, was number 89, Chris Thomas. He was in on Werner, drops him for a loss of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 13. Cheesemakers back at the 16-yard line. And
Pullen is coming wide to the left.
Let me see. I don't...
It's another long
pass. Dropped out there, but
Interception City.
There to defend for the Lions again was Chris Thomas. The pass intended for Doug Groshong, but it was overthrown, but Thomas also could not reach the pass, and it'll bring up 3rd down now and 13 for the Cheesemakers, still at their own 16-yard line. Tillamook leads 33-0. We're down to 5:12 remaining in the ball game. Trying to ferret out the Seaside plays at Klatskanai tomorrow. Back to pass. In trouble. Screen out to the right side, Dixon, but it goes for naught, and it'll bring up a 4th and 13 for the Cheesemakers, as Dixon, I must have dropped that pass, or did he catch it and fell down?
He caught it and fell. Well, he was well covered.
So a loss on that play of a yard makes it 4th and 14 now for Tillamook, as they have the football at their own 15-yard line. And back to do the punting chores for the Cheesemakers, Eric Heitman. Takes a nice snap, gets protection, sends a punt out here. It's at the, takes a Lion bounce at the 40 and picked up in the air.